So, here's what happens in politics. We have a nomination meeting with two great candidates, and the leader comes out and speaks while they're counting the ballots. Now, this is a time, it should be said, of some distraction. Because we've had two, as I say, in this case, two truly outstanding candidates. George Chow and Gabriel Yu are people I've worked with for decades. They are great citizens of Vancouver, and either of them will do a great job as MLA for Vancouver. And so I realize and appreciate that this won't be the most memorable speech I have ever given. At least to you. That's why my wife Renee is here with me, so she can remember the speech. But it's great to be here, and I think it's a great time to be a New Democrat. And these times, these great times, when the parties come together united as a team, when we are making change in the way people view politics in the province, when we're putting forward positions and issues that change the frame of the political debate, this is a time when all of us want to be in politics together, working together for change. And make no doubt about it, we are doing well in British Columbia. And I want to say, first of all, that our caucus and our team, and my friend Mabel Elmore is here over there, is running MLA. Our caucus team has simply been outstanding. In this session of the legislature, we've done what I think is really important. We are forcing the government to bring change to crucial issues. Because I don't believe that we can wait until 2013 to deal with the crisis of adults with developmental disabilities. And that's why for 5 months we have been campaigning with families to ensure that people understand the extent of the crisis. Think of this. 2,500 people, adults with developmental disabilities, on wait lists for care at a time when the government decided to close 65 group homes. We can't wait till 2013, and that's why we've been campaigning in the legislature, all of us together, to make sure change comes on that issue. And I won't be satisfied until change comes, until the government brings change, invests more resources, reduces those wait times. And if they do that, we will praise them. Because we are about bringing change now for adults with developmental disabilities. Now, we've got a little task to do between now and the next election. And it's going to be very hard work. And that work is going to start here in Vancouver-Fraserview. We have never won a provincial election without winning Vancouver-Fraserview. And we're going to win it this time. And you know, it's exciting to me. It's hard on the candidates. It's hard on George and Gabriel. But it's exciting to me that we have a contested race here. That we have people involved. We haven't had a contested race in Vancouver-Fraserview since 1991. And it shows how dynamic things are in the party. And I want to say one thing just to conclude, because I think what we want the focus today to be is on the candidates. Is that there were public opinion surveys this week and last week and the week before that showed the NDP ahead and the Liberal Party behind. And one tendency in politics and in life is to get cautious at that moment, to try and protect the lead. But that's not how we're going to run it. We are going to put forward clear issues that change the frame of the political debate. In January, I said that the major issue I thought in British Columbia was a growing gap between rich and poor, a growing inequality in our province. The fact that the highest 20%, what they made compared to the lowest 20%, was higher in BC than in any other province in Canada. We have the highest absolute rates of child poverty. and that simply has to change. That simply has to change, and that the focus of an NDP government would be to ensure that everyone in British Columbia, whether they go to Killarney School or St. George's, has the opportunity to live their dreams. And so, in January, I said that we needed to make some changes on the issue of taxation. That we needed, in fact, to roll back some of the recent tax cuts to big corporations so that we could restore some services and opportunities for young people. And when I said that, some people went a little bit crazy. They called me all kinds of names. You know what those names are. But the truth is, 9 months later, that the frame of the political debate has changed. More and more people are identifying across North America inequality as a central issue in our political debate. We have to be bold. We have to say what needs to change in our province. We have to say that it makes no sense to cut the minimum tax on the banks and get rid of grants for low-income students who might want to go to post-secondary education. It makes no sense for the future, and it makes no sense for the banks. We need to bring some measure of equality back to British Columbia life. You know, my dad, who is 81, retired about 2 weeks ago. My mom, who's 77, also retired 2 weeks ago. My dad worked for 66 years. He started working at 15. My mom worked for 58 years. She started working at 19. You know, as kids, my brother, my sister, and myself, they gave us absolutely everything. My dad, although he would have been good at university and he loves learning, didn't go to university. But he made sure that I did. And his generation of people did something equally important in this country. His generation of people brought us public health care. His generation of people built the community college system in British Columbia. His generation of people supported unemployment insurance and social programs that helped people. His generation of people made us a better country and better province. We owe so much to them. You know, I have type 1 diabetes. And in the public healthcare system, I could go from job to job without losing my health care. That was my dad's generation that did that. And I have benefited enormously. I went to the University of British Columbia, and I didn't pay anything in tuition fees in the 1980s. The tuition was $800. I got a $1,000 scholarship. Didn't pay anything in tuition fees. Our generation, this government's generation in public life, has cut taxes for them themselves at their highest income level and jacked up tuition fees for young people. They've made it harder for the generation ahead of them by cutting seniors' care and the generation behind them by reducing access to post-secondary education. We can do better than this. And that is not to lecture people about what should be, but to say that as a generation, we can make things better. We can do what every generation should do. Every generation's obligation is to make sure that life is better for the generation that follows us. That has been our history in British Columbia. And that is our obligation as a party today. To put forward policies that allow young people to have access to the education and training they need. To put forward policies, a real anti-poverty plan that reduces poverty in our province so that every child has a chance to achieve their dreams. To put forward healthcare policies that allow seniors to not just live, but live well. This is our obligation as a political party. This is what the provincial government was supposed to do and has stopped doing. Well, we're going to bring change to British Columbia. George Chow and Gabriel Yu, all of our candidates, all the people running for nominations in British Columbia, all of our MLAs are committed to this one goal, bringing change to our province, bringing hope back to our province. And together, united, we are going to do just that. Thank you very much. Let's go on to victory. Thank you.